What's up?
What's up?
Beat Connect.
Critterpit Nation.
Woo!
Guess who it
Critterpit
is?
Nation. Ethan and Graham.
Ethan and Graham. Graham's trying to tell me something. What are you saying?
Trying to say that you're me because you're on my Discord.
Well, they can't see your Discord, so that bit would get deeper, Sam.
It's okay.
If we had video, though, that would be a play.
It was a good bit when you joined. I was expecting Graham. I was like, Graham, Ethan's not here yet. The pod hasn't started.
I would never be late.
No, I would be late. I would be incredibly late.
Historically, I'd never be late. So why are me and Graham together? Because me and Graham are putting together a very special film. I feel like
it's because we're getting married.
we are getting married.
Congratulations.
Well, we have a plan. Do you want to talk about why we're getting married?
Yeah, so I think you may have said this on the pod before. I'm not sure, but on Instagram, there'll be these posts that are like your
On Critterpit Instagram or on your guys' Instagram?
just on on anyone's Instagram.
Oh, on your feed. Okay. Yeah.
There'll be these posts that say like the second owes you a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
And I got one that said your second is going to marry you. Trust me.
Oh shit.
And then I took a screenshot of it with my shares open, and my second was Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent that to
That's
him.
it.
Oh, what am I going to tell my wife?
There's a bit of an echo now. I can hear myself.
Hold on. I'll point that away. There we go. That might help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
But then not long after, it was like a couple days after, Ethan was going through his feed, and he got one that was like, your second is going to marry you. And it was me. I was his second.
Oh.
Yes, sir. So that pretty much locks it in, right?
Ethan, how does your wife feel about this?
She's not the biggest fan.
Okay.
She has said many times she might have to fight Graham.
She'll get over it, though?
She said she might have to fight Graham, like kill him.
I mean,
Like-
we're not going to get married until after they get divorced anyway.
But we're not going to get divorced.
I mean, it's an inevitability.
No.
It's an
We'll see.
inevitability. I mean, look at the statistics. How many happy marriages are there that don't end in divorce? Like, what percentage?
50%.
But clip it now. Never getting divorced.
Clip it now.
Someone's gonna make an edit, and it's gonna cut to you on a new episode, and you're just crying.
Just bawling my eyes out. We'll see.
You're changed
Because we've been so consistently weekly now, we can't take we can't take a divorce break, so there will be some
There will be no
depression
divorce.
episodes.
There will be no divorce breaks this year. I mean, this
No
year
divorce
started
break this year.
with a lot of divorce breaks, but not anymore. We're locked in.
Not anymore.
We were kind of cutthroat even with this episode. You want to talk a little bit about that, Sam?
We were. This is completely my fault. I was very bad with scheduling this week. I was supposed to watch this movie, in fact, with David. We were going to watch it together and then do the Critterpit right after.
Yep.
And we were going to do that on Tuesday, but then I texted Ethan. Ethan was working, so I was like, okay, no problem. We'll move to Wednesday.
Mhm.
And then my Auntie Tantu's in town, so I was like, I got to grab some dinner, right? And I texted David, and David's out. He didn't want to do the pod this late. And we were unwilling to reschedule because we've been so consistent. We've got an episode out every week for like 2 months, I think. So that's
Damn,
crazy.
dude. That's a record of some
Or we're
sort.
close. I'm confident we'll get there.
That's a record of some sorts for Critterpit. For a podcast.
Easily, it's a record for us.
For
I'm gonna
podcasts
do
in
some
general.
vacuuming while you do that.
No vacuuming, Graham. So yeah, sorry, David, but
Not
the
sorry.
Critterpit does not stop for no
A's
one.
winning.
Critterpit does not stop for no one.
Yeah, we're at 2 months, May 2nd, and we've uploaded every week.
Critterpit is evolving. I feel like our frequent viewers will be able to notice that, we're evolving before their eyes. We're becoming a
I think our
lean-
last episode was great. We had a great
Oh
episode.
yeah. I was talking to Kat at work and I'm like, yo, Kat, how does the post Critterpit world feel? And they were telling me it's all different, right? The fame, the money, the fortune. It went immediately to their head, I can't lie,
Yep.
Completely
Yep.
different person. But that's just our effect, right? Like look at Graham pre Critterpit and then post Critterpit.
A nobody. Now everybody knows Graham.
Graham's luckily left the room, so I can say these things without him strangling me.
Oh,
Hey Graham.
I'm back.
We're just talking about how sick Critterpit is.
I was just testing to see if my roommates downstairs were getting like overwhelmed by the noise because Sam's like really loud on it.
Just the voice of Sam.
Get him on. You're living in residence, aren't you, Graham?
Yeah.
What one?
Yeah.
Clusters?
Yeah, which number?
Which number? 11D?
That's a good one. I was in 12B last year. Not like first year.
I'm trying to grow some morels out front. I might spread them in a different spot so they're easier to access. But next summer we might get some morels growing.
You're gonna get your eviction notice because of this podcast. No plant growth allowed.
It's not plants, it's
They're
mushrooms.
fungi.
Oh, nice.
And I grow here apparently. Like Matt was saying, like over in Sylvan Lake, he's like, yeah, there's morels growing. I'm like, what the hell?
What kind of mushroom are they? Just
They look
regular?
like
Or?
freaky.
No, they're freaky looking mushrooms. They look like a sponge. Like they got a bunch of holes in them. Like they're kind of like cone shaped. Like,
and can you eat them, or are they just purely?
no, they're like one of the most sought after wild mushrooms. They're delicious. Ethan can attest to it. He had a little bit. I cooked some up for him.
They were pretty yummy.
Oh, did we lose Sam?
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam?
What is he saying?
That's me.
Oh. Sam?
Sam?
Wait, did he send a message in the... Click on that? Yeah. Click on it.
Uno moments, he texted me.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Okay, dead air. So it's the Ethan and Graham hour.
All right, pull up the lyrics.
Okay, yeah. Which one? You have so many tabs open. Okay. Fill this dead air.
Yobareta ito wa ayasuku noborete shimaru kino ka ano ko wa.
More.
I don't have a plan. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Fuck, how do we fill this dead air?
Lirabop is, I don't know who that is, but they're talking in the
chat. They're admiring the puppet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Critterpit members get a first look.
You're saying as if this is like something anyone listening can get.
It's our Discord for recording. But members of that Discord will be able to see a little sneak peek.
So if you want to get a quick sneak peek, gain some notoriety.
Yeah.
I heard Steven Spielberg was one of the viewers. So hey, if you want to get a sneak peek at what we're making, Steven, Mr. Spielberg, send over your Discord.
Marty,
you can get on the pod and you can see what we're working on.
I'm gonna say sneak peek. Oh, that's you. I forgot. I got surprised when it was your name there. Forgot I'm using your stuff. God, your face is peeling, dude.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Reptile. Finally see the truth now.
So yeah, life has been good. The summer is going well.
I wouldn't say that.
Summer's not going well, Graham?
I'm jobless.
Graham is jobless. Oh yeah, the co-op era has come to an end.
Thank God.
We loved the co-op chicken shift.
We loved it. You know what? They probably heard me shitting on it on that Critterpit episode, so they made it so bad that I would quit.
Critterpit is such a beautiful log of our lives. Through Graham's depressing co-op chicken shift era, now to less depressing
and
unemployed era.
Me, whenever I'm whenever I'm on anything that I'm just like talking to an audience, I'm automatically in like very positive, very very funny. I don't know if I'm very funny.
You're very funny. You're very funny.
No,
You're very funny.
I'm
funny looking.
Go
Hey,
back.
what's up?
back. Okay, that ends the
That ends
Ethan and Graham hour.
the Ethan and Graham era hour have ended.
The plug that was connected to like my computer and everything came unplugged somehow, and I had to move a shelf. It was very annoying.
Well, what were
Don't-
we last talking about?
Don't you worry, Sam. We filled the dead air very well.
I figured you guys would.
We're pros.
Oh yeah, it was the morels. So
the morels.
Yeah.
morels are like the most sought after wild mushroom, basically. Besides maybe like chicken of the woods or truffles, but truffles are
Is it because they taste good, or is it just?
They taste pretty good.
bussin'.
Okay.
They
They are busting.
if you
Hell yeah.
cook them well, they won't taste at all like a mushroom. If you undercook them a little bit, they'll have kind of like a portobello mushroom taste.
I like that.
It's like pure umami, like just this nutty
Deliciousness.
How would you describe it? Kind of woody, kind of nutty.
Yeah, it felt like fibrous almost. Tastes a little fibrous.
Well, it doesn't feel fibrous or anything.
Tasted fibrous.
Yeah.
Tasted healthy.
I wouldn't say
Tasted like dirt almost. Like not in a bad way. I don't know. It had like the texture of dirt. A little bit.
No, that's because I overcooked them a little bit. They were crunchy.
It had the texture of dirt.
Did you season them with dirt as well?
No, it was butter.
A lot of butter.
I think it was just
Hell yeah.
much. I think it was just too much butter. Yeah.
A lot of butter.
It was good. I had
I
had some like truffle or not truffle. I had some like morel flavored butter after that I used to cook some noodles in.
Yeah, some Laogan Mao.
Laogan Ma noodles.
Ma.
What did I say in that video?
Oh, I cannot tell you, man. I don't speak Chinese.
We went on Google Translate and we had it say like Laogan Ma. I put that shit on everything. And then he filmed this video where he was waking up to me just like sitting staring
Should I post that on the Critterpit Instagram?
I think so.
Post it.
Great.
That'd be great, yeah.
Little tie-in. Add it to the end of the
the post for this?
Post,
Yeah.
We'll do.
Need some content.
The truly faithful listeners.
They'll know. Listen all the way through.
I'm actually
Get
like
the hidden message.
I'm fluent in Chinese because you
did know that.
Yeah, like Japan is only like a 5-minute boat ride from China, so.
And all we're saying, why we're bringing up so much like Chinese stuff, is because a project me and Graham have been working on.
I wouldn't say working on. We brainstormed.
Brainstormed, working on.
What's working on?
Has a very major Chinese cultural aspect to it.
That seems bad. You guys are both very white.
It's respectful.
It's respectful, yeah, and it's from like a it's kind of like a character is redeemed. They have like a very kind of white racist perspective on China, and they grow past.
Is this based on somebody we know?
No. Well,
it's kind of based
on someone
you know.
I knew. It was a coworker.
Okay.
But I don't think he was. I mean, he probably was racist towards Asian people, but I never.
Okay.
It wasn't confirmed.
All I'm gonna say is we're saying a lot of stuff right now, and there's a lot of context to what we're saying.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot of. It's like a whole TV show we planned out. I'm not gonna lie. This is a season in the TV show.
Yeah.
About confronting racism against Asian people.
Sorta.
Not confronting it, more like
he gets
commenting on it.
Gets his comeuppance.
He gets his comeuppance, and
he's forced to become a better person.
To survive, he has to become a better person.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he get his comeuppance in like a stereotypical way? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I feel like we could just tell him.
No, that's spoilers.
You could just say character ends up in a.
Okay, I'm just gonna let Graham ramble. Okay. It's the Graham hour. The
character ends up in a Chinese federal prison.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
Because he's just racist?
Because he's a douchebag and he's looking for.
He's
Did he try and go to China? I feel like,
He's in China.
There's gonna be much more reason.
trying to get edibles. Oh, it's because of
That's it.
because weed is highly illegal in China. He's trying to get edibles.
And he Googled edibles China. It was immediately flagged.
He just went to China.
You want to give all? I feel like we need to get ourselves out of this pit.
Context. Okay, I had this coworker. I won't give his actual name, but I have one story. He was like just a compulsive liar, and
Okay.
one time he was just talking to me, and he said like deadly, and he was like, that's why they call me Uncle Deadly, because I say deadly all the time. And I was like, no one calls you Uncle Deadly, like no one calls you that.
Everyone calls him that. Come on.
So that's
I call him that.
That's the name of this character in the
Uncle
show.
Deadly.
Uncle Deadly. No one knows his actual name.
He's like a shitpost of a character, right? He's the joke.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of person.
So this guy in real life, he was always telling me, like, this guy was in his 40s. He looked like he was maybe in his 70s. He took like the worst care of his body. He was diabetic and just would not like do anything about it. He smoked all the time, and his doctor was like, it's not like an if, it's a matter of when. You are going to get cancer from smoking. And he's like, I don't care, and he just smokes all the time. He's telling me he had like $200 in his joint bank account with his wife.
Hell yeah.
And instead of like buying groceries, his wife was mad at him because instead of buying groceries, he went to like there's laws about weed in Canada. It can only be a certain strength, but with the like indigenous sellers, I don't think the laws apply the same. So you can get like edibles that go way higher. So there's like a little like food cart, but it's just a weed shop. I've
heard this too. I don't know if that's true, but
I think it is, because he was telling me, he's like, you need to go to this
compulsive liar.
Well, he was telling me this.
Let's remember some context.
If he was lying, he would forget about it the next day, but he would tell me this every day, because he's like,
okay,
we go down to this weed food cart, and you need to buy the Buddha Boys, and they're just these gummies that were 400 milligrams THC.
Yeah.
And he would buy those instead of groceries with his like $200.
The Buddha Boys.
You don't need to eat when you're that high.
Yeah, so he would just say like, yeah, when I get off work, I just pop a Buddha Boy and I watch TV for the rest of the night. Sometimes I'll pop a couple more Buddha Boys.
So
yeah, and
do the math. In this show, he's going to China to find some.
Great.
He wants authentic Buddha Boys. Yeah.
That's where this whole idea came from.
Getting authentic Buddha Boys.
And we thought it was a funny little image. This just Alberta hick stumbling around China and being like, I need to find my Buddha Boys.
Yeah. And then he gets arrested and he doesn't understand the language, and then like very quickly, I think we're gonna do a gag where it's like he doesn't understand anyone, and then like the next episode he's like fluent in Chinese.
But he puts in the work.
That's awesome.
But he puts in the hours, he puts in the work.
Like it's like a time jump, but it's like from the one episode he's like, I don't understand you. And then the next episode he's like
speaking fluent Mandarin.
And, yeah, and he's got a camaraderie with all these other like prisoners, Chinese federal prisoners.
Yeah. We're still in the workshopping phase.
Yeah, I like the idea. I think it's funny that
Sam approved.
Also thinks well, I don't know that I approve. I'd like to see a script first. I don't want to endorse this product yet.
There's no script yet, and this is like one season.
Yeah, this is just a character in a whole universe, bro.
Should I cut this part out of the podcast because somebody else might steal this idea? Are you worried about that at all?
I mean, this here is proof enough that we came up with the idea. If someone else takes the idea,
also
like, hey,
they're only getting a tiny morsel.
Yeah, there's an extended universe.
They aren't getting anything. You don't even.
They won't know.
I'll say for the true Critterpit fans, it may contain something with the monkey mode hypothetical. That's all I'll say.
Have you talked about monkey mode hypothetical?
I feel like I must have talked about the monkey mode hypothetical.
I don't know if you have, because I've watched.
I don't know that I've heard this.
I mean, I
This is
might
news
not have
to my
watched the
ears.
I've said
first
too
5
much.
Critterpit.
I've said too much.
I don't think you
Graham
have.
is not the number one fan anymore. Hasn't watched the
Keegan-
last 5.
Keegan, the number one
Kick him
fan.
off.
Keegan will know exactly what I'm talking about with the monkey mode hypothetical. That is why he's the number one fan.
Number one fan forever. Locked in.
Anyways, look in the
Any
chat.
updates with any other projects?
There's a big update in the chat. There's a little bit of a sneak peek, actually.
Oh, is this what you guys were making with paper mache?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's awesome. This looks so cool.
Right? That's big.
We're gonna do another.
That looks huge. That's in
That's
the
like-
basement?
Yeah, that's about
Yeah,
Ethan sized.
It's not Ethan. Oh shit. Nah, it might actually be like.
I'm a little taller.
It might be over 4 feet tall.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Is it just a statue, or is somebody getting in that? Or is that
no,
too
no,
many
they aren't going to
spoilers?
get into it.
Yeah, it's a little too small.
I
but
think
it
we're
is
going to
be a
cut
puppet.
some bits out of the back to use it.
It is a puppet, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this will be.
Cool.
Think of like Audrey, is it from?
Audrey 2 from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited. We're going to do another
It's
layer
this-
of paper.
Critters, it's the same level of animatronic as Audrey 2.
Yeah.
Just get ready for that. It's the
Yeah.
same level of detail and animation
That's
in the
pretty
mouth.
sick, huh?
I
Yeah.
think I'm, like oversimplifying a story I told you.
When are you thinking about shooting that? Because now I have a locked in day for Elijah's thing in August.
It
So
I
be
wanted
next-
to do it
next
this summer, but Graham doesn't think we can.
let's just do it. Let's just film anything.
That's
You
what
know?
I'm saying. Let's just do it.
Ethan's
We've
got
like
some other projects, and I'm saying we should focus on those.
one mistake is like 4 days max. 2 days of shooting.
Well, let's do
two-
it then. Plan it.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like honestly, just set dates and then like we'll do it as if we have to shoot on those days, no matter
I need
what.
to lock
right?
in Sam. I need to lock in Caleb, Keegan.
Me?
But that's why you have to like set dates just to like make sure that we can stay locked in.
Okay.
You don't want to go like the camping trick where it's like, let's do it tomorrow, and then everybody's busy, right? Like,
Connor keeps texting me about that. It's like, man, I got like so much shit to
Well,
do.
didn't he change it to like the 20 something?
somebody just needs to like confirm it. Like,
I'm good for the 20 whatever. Yeah.
I'm in Edmonton.
I'm good too, but I just want. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, like me and
No,
Sam.
I think it's like right after you would leave
I
Edmonton.
can't
So
be
like,
taking that much time off, man.
Actually,
Okay.
when is SIF? Because I gotta hit that up with you guys. I gotta go to SIF.
SIF ain't till September.
it's September, yeah.
SIF, I'm hyped for SIF year 3, man. I am
Yeah.
hyped.
So hyped, yeah.
That's gonna be good. We gotta like
I was talking to Tantu today. She said that she has some films that she like helped coach some people make that are in SIF. So we'll have to
Dude,
hit
we
those.
we gotta
some
get
shorts.
Tantu on the pod, man. Tantu's like a
Yeah.
legend of the pod at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Just had dinner with her.
He was telling me why you weren't at the pod, and I was like, that is the sickest thing.
That
That's
is the
awesome.
sickest thing ever.
Yeah, we won't reveal the details of that
That
on the
is
pod,
so-
but
It's clout, Sam. Clout. God damn.
You got everyone jealous. You got the whole squad jealous.
I'm jealous.
Oh.
You guys should have come up.
I know. I should have. It was just too late notice for me to get the time off.
Yeah, no, I know. I literally didn't know until yesterday.
That's okay. If she's gonna be in August, though, we should
Yeah.
set that up. We could set
Yeah,
something
I
up
think
with
we can.
that Fava volunteer
Have a thing. That's what I was thinking too.
Kill
Or
some
we
birds.
could even like rent the studio if we're gonna do like a real interview.
Yeah, dude. Shit. So many things to do.
Mm-hmm. Lots of projects.
Oh, I'm so excited about this puppet, though. I wish I could show the critters, but I don't want to reveal too much. But it's
That's why we got to film it this summer. We can't give them blue balls for too much longer. We've been jerking them off for a
Sam
while.
doesn't want to.
The thing is about this summer, it's a pretty ambitious thing, and like it's gotten to a point where it's like I think we could get grants for this.
I don't know if we should.
Yeah, but if we're going for grants, we have to wait until we graduate. Like,
Have to.
there's not a
If
lot
we
of student grants, though. You know, like
No, we're not
it'd be
getting
way
it.
easier after.
Get it as an actual grant, and then do it over the summer.
I think we
We're
should
still
just.
students is in
just
the
make
summer,
it.
though.
I don't think we should
Like,
wait.
do
for
they
your
not
grants.
give grants to students?
That was like our whole business class was that students are kind of fucked for grants because schools normally own everything that they make. RDP is different, but grants don't make an exception for one school.
Yeah, but we're not making it for the school.
I know, but it doesn't matter who
Are
like
still
it's
students. We are still students.
because we are still students.
They don't care.
No.
My guess is there's a lot of people like
Just tell them we're not.
Pine.
But honestly, like right now, let's make the low budget version of it, right? Let's make the like
I don't
the
think
first version.
schools own everything a student makes while they're technically a student of the school. Like if they're during the summer term and they're not in any classes, I think they can make something completely independently outside of school and not.
Yeah, you can, but if you're getting a grant and you're like doing it as a student, you know, the school wants a piece of that. Like a normal school would. RDP is like the only exception.
That's the case. If you're doing something completely independently of the school.
Sam paid attention and did.
It's stupid. I agree with you that it's stupid, Graham. But that's the way that most of these will work.
I'm saying I don't think it's the case.
If you can find a grant that has that kind of carve out, we should definitely apply. But like I would be surprised.
I say we pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think let's just do it. You know,
Isn't this exciting? This will get
we
people.
got to
on
make some
board.
stuff.
And that's my favorite thing about making this little puppet. It's so cool to practically make something. Like, I feel the Cronenberg in me getting tapped into a little bit.
Do you think the puppet's gonna last a year? Like,
Oh yeah, it's pretty solid.
Okay.
I'm actually shocked with how solid. Like, I was expecting it to be very flimsy.
The only issue is like transportation. Like, I'm not going to be staying in the place I'm staying at currently.
Yeah.
Unless they just give me this place. I mean, I applied.
But
no,
if you're just,
I think I am in clusters. No, I'm in blocks. It
won't be that hard.
I got put in blocks too, Graham. It's silly.
I wonder if we're in the same blocks.
I hope so.
Dom was saying that he got put into like clusters, and I think, but he didn't even have that on his options for what places.
I'm trying to switch into clusters. I prefer clusters. I like having a basement.
We should
Yeah.
do more practical effect stuff, though, Sam. Like, this whole process has shown me nothing else. If not, this stuff can be achieved if you like.
We got to do it. Microwave Man. We'll try it. We'll do it.
Oh, Microwave Man, though.
No,
Sam?
we can do it. We'll talk to
Sam?
my cousin who does a lot of those kind of special effects.
We should make a group in the on the residence thing, because I know you're dying to live with me, Sam. I know you're dying to live with me.
Confront him now.
What do you mean?
You're
I
dying.
tried to live with you so hard last year. I sent
yeah.
emails. I was
And so-
riding for you, Graham.
Living with someone else,
Are you?
I thought. David?
Me?
Yeah, aren't you living with David?
I mean, I put in a request to live with David and
Oh, it doesn't just get locked in?
I don't know. I don't think so because I got put in clusters, or not
Ah,
clusters,
yeah.
blocks.
No, but I'm
So I
saying
don't know.
this time there's no like I need a place to live. So I know you're like, this is our chance, me and Graham, to live together.
This is our chance.
Your guys'
Our
chance.
one and only chance.
The Critterpit boys, half of them living together. Could really make a studio.
Half of them.
Yeah.
Who's the fourth? If half of, or is it just me? It's always half of them living together.
Yeah. I was gonna say Mudhole's just a subsidiary podcast, but
No.
They've made it clear they don't want to be.
well, I just don't. I'm like disowning them, like an angry father.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethan's
Like an
going
angry
on-
father after their child comes out as gay.
Looking through Graham's text.
No, you're going through my Discord. You're sending messages to Jake saying like, I disown the mud hole. I'm with Critterpit now.
No, that's not how that worked. I was going through your text and I just saw that.
No.
All I'm saying.
I mean, I
When's
have
the next mud hole app coming out, Graham?
whenever we make the next one, we have one recorded right now, but whenever we make the next one, the previous episode will come.
That's how you do it?
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to Mudhole. Actually,
Ugh.
I was watching them, and I think Graham's little sing-songs at the start are real beautiful.
Mhm.
They're real beautiful.
You know what I'll say about Mudhole? You Google Mudhole, nothing comes up. You Google Critterpit, it's all us.
Fuck.
We're growing. We are the fastest growing
How about we
podcast
just?
at the moment.
My favorite thing is you watch that newest Mudhole podcast, right? And at the start of it, Jake Robb is quoted, "It's going to be a summer of Mudhole."
there are Critterpit. It's the year of Critterpit. I believe last year was the year of Critterpit, and we saw how that went.
Still
We
the
did
year of
some
Critterpit.
sketches, which was good.
We're popping off.
It's the summer of Critterpit. It is truly the summer of Critterpit. We're
Like-
over halfway through the summer.
I think the year of Critterpit is once you have like a year's worth of content, like
We have a year's worth of content if you listen to one a week.
like total watch hours, like total hours of it is a
Oh, a
year.
whole year.
Because you guys said
It's gonna take a while.
Get to how many subscribers?
100.
100 subscribers in a year. Suicide Pact.
Yeah.
So it's 100 hours equivalent to a year. So like almost 8,000 hours of.
I don't know what that math was, but
That's not right.
I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, it's like 8,000 hours. That's about a year.
let's do a quick Google. I have yeah, 8,760 hours. Not bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's closer to 9,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Critterpit to the moon, baby.
Critterpit to the moon.
This episode released 5 days ago. 5 views. A view
Hell
a day.
yeah. A view a day. Shit's growing.
Okay. Fishing with John, only 7 views. That's a little disappointing. I thought that was a banger app.
With John. It got a dislike. Somebody disliked it.
Graham, hey.
I told you I haven't watched like wait. You can see when's the last episode I watched. Wait,
It doesn't have a dislike, Sam. I'm looking at it
click
now.
on that. Click on that. Okay, Wages of Fear is the.
You're on Wages of Fear, Graham?
That's before we got good. That's before the pawn started popping up.
We only started popping off after the Wages of Fear, Sam?
That's like, I mean, like consistency wise. Like we do one every week after Wages of Fear.
We weren't too bad. We were pretty bad.
We were pretty bad.
Start of the year.
It was rough.
I might have watched Wages of Fear. The thing is, I got to be in a good headspace to watch Critterpit. You know, it's some serious stuff.
It doesn't comfort you when you're feeling your lowest?
Were you not on Wages of Fear, Graham?
That was Keegan.
Was it? No.
Oh, it was Keegan, yeah.
I might have already
That was
watched.
a good episode, Graham. That was a great episode.
I might have watched.
I love looking at all our recent podcasts. All of them sub like 15 views. And then podcast The Planet of the Apes, 60 views.
61.
Baby. Hell yeah. That's our
That's
fucking magnum opus, man.
If we did more movies that were like contemporary, like if we did things as they come out in theaters, that's when we get the views. And Solo.
I think this year we're gonna hit a lot of movies.
Yep.
We're gonna hit a lot of those special reports. Because I like doing those. I like going. I haven't been to the theater in a while, man.
Yeah, Inside
I've been
Out.
going to the theater so much.
Inside Out
I'm
2
jealous.
is blowing the theaters,
I don't want to watch
Yeah.
Inside Out 2.
blowing up in theaters.
I watched Inside Out too. It was okay. I don't really have anything to say about it.
That
It's a
seems
lot like the first one.
senseless. Someone was saying, was that you saying it just like blew by?
I never saw it.
No, that was Jake.
Okay, yeah.
I love a meme I saw based on Inside Out 2, where it was like this Christian guy being like, this is what a Christian's brain looked like
Yeah,
if it had inside out emotions. And it's like an AI generated thing of like Jesus Christ in the brain with all the emotions. But like the emotions are all fucked. There's like 3 of the disgust, like 2 sadnesses, only 1 joy, bunch of anger. It felt ironic. It might have been ironic.
I think it was ironic.
It was very funny.
There should have been a lot of self-hatred if it was Catholic. Just all self-hatred,
Well, a lot of
self-loathing.
disgust. Mostly disgust in there, so yeah.
Yeah.
I'm constantly I've been just enjoying these like hyper religious posts.
Yeah,
like
boy.
ironically, and they're so funny. Like there was one of this Christian woman is like when you're a Christian stay-at-home mom and you suddenly get the energy of a 19-year-old and she's like dancing while cooking, wearing like sweatpants and stuff. And
Yeah.
she's singing that song that like I've been a nasty girl, but instead she's singing like a religious version. She's like I've been a righteous girl.
Yeah. I've been a righteous girl.
Is somebody gonna match my holy?
That goes insane.
It goes on.
You know what my Instagram reels have been? It's been entirely like meth stuff. Like meth. People just
That's
doing
good. That's healthy.
Yeah, my favorite one. This one like kind of was a work of art, man. It almost brought me to tears. It was so sad. It was this man in like his 40s, 50s, and he was alone in his house, and he had the camera going around his room, panning around, and it was just a bunch of fucking Funko Pops everywhere or something. And then he
Oh.
turns the camera on himself, and that one song by
Radiohead, Creep.
no, it's the one that's like, and I don't want the world to see me.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think that they'd understand.
yeah.
And when he flips the camera on himself, he's just looking into it, and he's like keeps like moving his head around as if to like look at every part of his face, and his eyes are just like so full of tears and watery, and it's
Did you give that a like?
oh
Comment?
yeah, I did like I say,
Follow? Hit the follow button.
yeah, and that stuck with me. That left an impression on me. That felt like the human condition just captured.
You should reach out. Let's get him on the pod.
Should.
I want to
Also,
know what he thinks of Taste of Cherry.
there was this also other awesome one. I felt like Graham because I was doom scrolling on YouTube Shorts. It's a dark place to be, brother.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and there's this
Are
fucking.
you okay?
I don't know, man. There's this YouTube short of this middle-aged girl being like doing a rap about how she needs to find like a new book to read, a sci-fi book to read, and she was like doing this really cringy like millennial rap to it, and it had no engagement. So I just commented like, "Hell yeah, Dune," and she like liked that and pinned it, and that was like the top comment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Like I think this is where we need to start getting our guests. You're right. Just YouTube Shorts.
Well, that's where we found Graham.
Is where we found that, pretty much. Just in the depths of YouTube Shorts hell.
Yep. We pulled him out. We said, you're better off in the pit.
Did we save him? Have we?
No, I'm doom scrolling as we speak.
No,
Yeah, we're trying. It's a slow process.
Graham told me he was going to be working on the 3 Sips storyboard right now.
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta get that. Thanks for the reminder.
Because I got my parts done and I'm waiting on his parts.
Okay, do you have your?
No.
You didn't bring them?
No, you have your own
Sharpies.
sticky notes.
I don't have Sharpies. I have the sticky notes.
You have a pen.
And
I've been watching so many good movies lately. I feel very inspired. The way that cameras can move is like crazy.
Oh man.
Even just like such simple things where it's like, why don't I do this in every movie? The like push in, why does that not happen in every movie we
It's
make?
not always moving. The camera needs to move like as much as possible.
It needs to move way more than we move it. It should almost never be locked down.
Yeah.
Like unless it's so specific.
Go Glen brained right now. That is the camera instilling emotion and storytelling, right?
Yeah. Like I watched Chinatown yesterday because Robert Towne died. I haven't seen Chinatown. And there's scenes in that where like they're arguing or whatever, and then there's just like a little push in, and that's like it's enough to like change the way the argument flows, right? Like it's so effective.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've barely been watching films, man. I'm out of that game.
Yeah, I mean, you still have Lord of the Flies on your recently watched.
Oh, I've watched like 3 movies since then, though.
Yeah,
you've just been making movies.
Watched a movie today. You watched Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
I have been making movies, but I watched a few movies. I watched Red Shoes, obviously, and then I watched Me and Earl, and I also rewatched No Country for Old Men
twice.
Yeah, I watched that the second time, like really drunk, and that hit, dude.
Where's the script?
That fucking hit.
It's a good movie.
I've never felt more like a disillusioned sheriff out in the Texas belt, you know?
What's the dream about? What does the dream mean?
I think the dream is kind of about, right, him coming to terms, well, with his death, with his mortality, obviously, but also just his place in a world of cycles, and it's no better or no worse, really, than it has ever been. Humans are just kind of awful, but they can be good, you know, throughout it all. And that bit
the dichotomy exists. You gotta be okay with it.
Yeah, that bit about his father going ahead to start a fire, I feel like is kind of that yearning for like
better days.
Yeah, the better days and just like the comfort of a father figure and like what that represents, right? Letting the older generations take the reins, a seemingly more capable generation, right? That had it locked in these more chaotic times.
Well, I feel like every generation thinks that, though. I mean, at least like subconsciously, right? Just like
It's
Our parents had that figured out
and
because they
then
had to have because they're the adults.
it's so good, man. Just ending that with, and then I woke up and just like holding on that for like the 15 seconds it does. It's so good, man.
I got to rewatch that. The last time I saw it was in Trisha's class,
I'm
so
so
I got to
McCarthy
rewatch it.
filled now, and I've obviously come a very long way in cinema than when I first watched that in like high school or even a few years ago when I was watching that in film art.
What's the first thing you do after you get ready in the morning?
You wake up. Yes, sir. It's so fucking amazing, man. Okay, this is a new No Country for Old Men cast now.
Special report.
Just the way, and I know it's so cringe just jerking off this movie that's like the most widely celebrated thing ever, but
nobody knows about No Country,
it's
man.
so good, man. I need to talk about it. Just the way it gives you this traditional narrative, right? You know, classic cat and mouse chase game, you know? And I've seen a lot of people criticize it, right? It should be deeper in the Cormac McCarthy sauce of just existentialism and kind of anti-narrative. But I think it's kind of necessary to give you that classic neo-Western kind of narrative because the
It comes with
disillusion.
so many expectations too, right? Like,
Yeah, the disillusion of it at the end only hits so hard because you had that framework, right?
yeah.
In my opinion. Because like,
Same with the red shoes, eh?
oh my god, dude, red shoes. We'll get to that.
We will. I
Too
didn't mean
much
to derail.
Fuck, that movie is so good. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Jeez. And just like you look at that movie, you look at the cast and the credits, and it's like, duh, that movie's so good. It's like originally written by Cormac McCarthy, directed by the Coens, Roger Deakins on cinematography, cast as Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem,
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee, yeah. Oh, it's like, obviously that shit's gonna be goated. Obviously.
Where's the script?
The script?
Yeah.
I think I have that at my house.
You took it?
Yeah.
There's no script.
Put it up on your phone.
You don't need one.
You're derailing.
I don't have a phone.
I know you do. It's intrinsic to your character that you have a phone to doom scroll on.
You were just on YouTube Shorts, Graham.
Oh, I was
Just
on
think, YouTube
Instagram
Shorts.
Reels.
Oh, yeah.
He is getting better.
I don't know.
Is the path to recovery, what's the worst? YouTube Shorts? YouTube Shorts, I feel, is the worst.
I don't know.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts is the worst. I like Reels a little bit more than Shorts.
Reels are funnier. You occasionally get some gems in Reels. YouTube Shorts, it's like the best you get is mediocre.
Shorts is brain raw, man. I feel like that's like the last place in TikTok hell. Just double re-upload and it's finally ended up on YouTube Shorts. Yeah. I don't know. And so much of it feels so out of touch.
Oh, you know what's really bad now? Is YouTube Shorts has introduced this like live stream thing. So they're like vertical aspect ratio live streams.
Okay.
And like some of them are regular live streams. I was watching one of this guy trying to speed run a game. It was chill. But 90% of the ones I get, I think they're the most popular ones, are like god awful. Like what was the first one I had to get rid of? It was this guy, and he's like, he sounds like he's doing a bad XQC impression. Like it's definitely not his.
He's just a cool guy.
He's going, guy, oh my god, guy, oh my god, guy, do you see that guy? Do you see that guy? Oh my god, guy, oh my god. It's that for hours. It's hours of that, and it would piss me off. So I couldn't. I blocked him. He's not in my feed anymore. And then I started getting just all of these channels just streaming like pre-recorded things of these games as like ads. And it's just these like merge games where you drop things into a bucket and merge them. And it's like obviously like a bot playing or something because it's so bad. It fails every single time.
Are you flicking something?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
And then I just blocked another one. It was this kid, and he was playing Roblox, and his whole gimmick is like, if you say I'm a noob in the chat, you get banned. But he doesn't actually ban anyone. He's just really bad at acting. He goes, guys, stop spamming noob. Guys, stop spamming noob. I'm really going to start banning people, you guys. Guys, stop it. For like, it's that for hours. And then I found out that, because I watched it, like, the video reset, it was just a loop of it. So not only was this guy doing like the laziest content of just pretending to get angry at his chat and not succeeding at it, and it's very popular, but he pre-recorded it, so he doesn't have to do that either.
That's like all I see on TikTok Live or Instagram Live is
So
pre-recorded stuff. It's never on the Critterpit channel will we do a pre-recorded live stream. Everything's live. We
Depending
do it
on the
live.
we gotta get some sponsors, man. We gotta start making some money off this
it's just
shit.
sad because that's the
Yeah.
most popular stuff. You got people actually trying who don't get anything, and then you've
It's the
got
nature of the beast, man.
these people that are using people, and they're too stupid to see that they're being
Signs
used.
and wonders.
Like I was
Yeah.
accusing some of these people of being pre-recorded when it was very obvious, and their chats get like feral on you. They're like, "Go, don't watch it then."
In my opinion,
Well, have you heard of like the dead internet theory,
Oh.
Graham, where it's just like everything is just bots now, right? Like bots
Might
replying.
just be bots, yeah.
Like, I wonder how much of that is these TikTok live streams where it's just like nobody's actually watching. It's just all robots, you know?
I mean, the sad thing about that is the one with the kid is like he's begging for donations, and he's like, "Guys, if you donate, don't say noob to me." And he's showing everyone how to donate and like reading off the donations, but like it's pre-recorded, so if people donate, it's not going to show up, and they're going to go, "Why did my donation not?"
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of content is just so stupid. Like, I can't imagine people who actually engage with it. It's so brain dead. Listen to Critterpit. We have such great takes all the time, and
Brain
also
rot.
donate. Don't call us a noob.
There's brain rot and there's brain nourishment.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, you guys might have convinced me. I might have to start watching Critterpit again.
You should. We've been hitting some bangers, man. I think Armageddon's actually such a fun app. Or at least
I think Armageddon, Henry V is a good app.
Yeah.
Lord of the Flies is a good app.
The one where the guest, you didn't get your special guest.
Yeah. But me and Sam,
We'll get him on.
I got pretty wasted for Armageddon. That was pretty fun.
What?
I was wasted, bro.
You fucked up.
I had 3 sips of that thing. Now I'd be feeling crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I was feeling crazy.
Yep, Ethan had 1 beer and he was out of it.
I was feeling crazy. That was a good app, though.
Well, 45 minutes into the app, you watched Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. That's another one we can talk about.
Cormac McCarthy goated. Border Trilogy goated. Now Reading the Road. Pretty sad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. I watched this off Sam's recommendation because lately I'm feeling like films are sick. You know, escapism is goated. So I hit the watch list, and there was Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. So I threw it on, and that was a good emotional film.
It's a good emotional film.
Cinema enjoyers are annoying fucking people.
Oh, so annoying.
That's why I'm pivoting to literature, because I'm sure they're less annoying, right?
Yeah. Well, and also we are coworkers, which is nice. I enjoyed that part of the film.
Yeah.
The guy didn't have any friends. He just had a coworker.
That's how I address all y'all. Coworkers.
Yep. Oh, my co-host.
Yeah,
We're not really friends. You know, it's just good on mic energy.
But that film, it reminded me a lot of like I Like Movies, right? Just super referential and kind of.
I think that it goes a little better than I Like Movies because the cinematography is so unique. Like it
awesome.
That movie looks crazy. Like it doesn't look like just a teen movie.
What I was loving about that movie is the angles they were choosing, man. They had so many super fun angles. And we're spoiling this film, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Hey,
He spoils it in the beginning of the movie as well.
Leave the room, Graham.
And then he changes his mind. The narrator changes his mind.
Leave the fucking room.
Which I think is great.
I'm leaving the room. I can't hear this. I was seeing all the trailers for Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and I was like, I gotta see that.
It.
My parents took me to the theater.
You're an old man. You should have watched it by now.
No, I was.
It's about teenagers, Graham. It's kind of sad if you haven't seen it by now.
I wanted to see that. My parents.
And I was like 10, and I've seen it. Love that guy.
Yeah.
No, they have some sick camera angles in it. The first one that comes to my mind is when he's just introing Earl. You meet him a little earlier in the film, but he's like proper introing him, and they do that like switch to vertical as they're walking to his house.
Yeah.
Such a like creative little thing, and like they just find some awesome like kind of uncomfortable angles at points to shoot the film
Yep.
from. Like that scene where, forget her name. What's the dying girl?
The dying girl.
No, that's rude. Not Rachel, is it?
I don't remember. Let me look it up. Her
Uh,
name is it is Rachel. Rachel
ah,
Kushner.
Thank goodness. Okay, so
Rachel, Greg, and Earl.
she's revealing she's dying of cancer, right? That she's gonna stop treatment. And the
Yeah.
way they shoot that scene is from this like creepy, kind of creepy voyeuristic angle that it looks like someone hid a hidden camera in the room, right? That it's like a YouTube prank video. And
Yeah.
it's awesome because it feels like such a voyeuristic, revealing angle. And the fact that it's just all in this one unbroken shot is awesome because, Earl kind of, or the main guy, Greg kind of freaks out, breaks down because he's very attached to the dying girl. And it's great, really smart angle choices.
They became friends after all.
Yep.
And then he showed her experimental film and killed her.
Pretty much, man. It's a little unfortunate because I knew she was gonna die going into it because I read your review that said there's an unreliable narrator.
He says at the beginning, he sets it up. He says this movie is about me making a movie that killed somebody. Like,
but then he says she doesn't die throughout.
He changes his mind. I love that about the movie, because I remember thinking like, I thought you said that you killed her. Like,
see, if I didn't know going in that it's like super unreliable narrator, I feel like I would have gone suckered in a little bit more to the through line.
I was hoping, I was like, maybe like Greg will change the way the movie ends. He's like, actually, I don't want her to die, or like something. I don't know. I was ready for that.
It made me cry a decent amount. It made me cry in that scene I was mentioning with that like creepy voyeuristic low angle of the two, that wide, just like so emotionally draining. But the scene where she actually dies didn't get any tears out of me because I was so locked into like putting myself in his shoes, showing this girl like a film I made for her, and then she's dying and everyone's coming around and like still playing. Like I was getting anxious thinking about that, man. It was terrifying. Oh my god,
it's so scary. Yeah, I really liked that movie. It was really good.
Great.
I liked all the references too. There's so many like
deep cuts.
Yeah, but even just like the Werner Herzog, like he keeps coming up. I can't remember the name of the Kinski movie that they keep showing.
It's Aguirre, Wrath of God.
Yeah.
It feels tailor-made for the Critterpit, man.
It does, yeah.
For Criterion watchers, annoying Criterion watchers.
He's got so many Criterion posters in his room too.
I love it.
It's got 400 blows.
Graham, we're spoiling it.
Try and pull this apart.
I'm not gonna
Greg would have a Critterpit podcast.
We should get Greg on the Critterpit.
We should.
Who's Greg?
From Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. You working hard, Graham?
Working hard or hardly working?
I'm a righteous girl.
I've been
anyway.
Yeah.
Good film, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Good film.
Made me self-conscious about being an annoying cinema lover, so that's it.
I don't think you're that annoying, at least.
I don't know.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Now
good movie. Made me sad. It was an immediate recommend to Ethan though. After I watched it, I was like,
yeah,
I think he'd like it.
I did like it, and now I just got to watch Kinds of Kindness, and I'm all caught up.
Yeah, I'm like kind of turning around on Kinds of Kindness. I don't know. I want to talk to you about it, but you need to see it before I can talk to you about it.
Is it out already?
Yep.
Oh my god, I gotta watch it then.
McCarthy's in Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl?
Probably.
That's crazy. John Bernthal plays Mr. McCarthy.
Oh, yeah.
He's great.
The teacher who drugs them.
Wow.
Not really.
Really?
That was a very silly reveal.
That was fun, though.
Yeah.
Fun. I kind of wish he did drug him. That would have been pretty epic.
Yeah.
Anyways, great visual style. Make a teen comedy, but you can still shoot it well. You can still make it.
Who knew? You can make movies look cool.
And I think that's why horror and comedy overall have such bad raps as genres, because they're seen as just pump and dumps, quick payday.
A lot of horror looks great, though. I think horror is much more innovative.
It went through a rough era in the 2000s, 2010s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horror is innovative if you're not counting Blumhouse.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah, but Blumhouse is just like cash grab. How to make a buck.
But they are making the most movies and the most like profitable horror movies.
Yeah, because their movies cost $2 to make.
It's true.
We should make some Blumhouse movies.
We
We probably could. I honestly think we could pitch to Blumhouse and they would greenlight our movie.
We should. Let's do it. Also, people need to make more, like, they need to genuinely try out the comedy genre because it can hit very hard.
The problem
Comedies
is
just don't make money now. Like,
yeah.
the
people
problem
don't see them as worth seeing in the theater, right? Like,
Yeah,
we've
they're
become
not-
so like streamer brand.
Fuck, man.
The problem is with us being like having an appreciation for film, we're going to want to make something artful. Like even if we go in with the idea of like make a shitty horror movie, it's inevitably going to turn artful, and Blumhouse is going to say, we want.
I don't know if
we
they'd
want
say,
shit."
No, I think
if it
as
did.
long as we keep the budget low, we would be good.
No, they're going to say
No, they wouldn't shut
we're
it
not, we're
down.
not in the market.
They wouldn't
to
shut the
They
project
wouldn't
down
shut
because
you down because you put thought
Have you
into it.
seen? Have you guys seen Barton Fink?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
sick.
Barton Fink is great.
Yeah, he makes an artful film, and then they go, "You give us this pile of shit, and we want someone to make an artful."
But that was
film."
the script. Like the movie that Barton Fink was trying to make was also kind of crazy, and like the demands that they kept putting on him. You know.
Crazy.
I think-
I had never heard of Barton Fink before. Like I went on my trip.
Barton Fink
It's
is
crazy
sick.
that you guys have both seen it.
I
Barton
watched
Fink
that
is like great,
road trip
It
on my
was. It
phone.
was so good.
essential for all film students.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that one. Shout out the Coens.
Yeah,
Have you rewatched Barton Fink, Ethan, since getting into Kafka?
Oh, I haven't, but
Barton Fink is very Kafka-esque, incredibly Kafka-esque. Also, Graham, it has like the most obvious natural metaphor I think I've ever seen in a movie. Like the like wave pools, the thing is constantly like spiraling and going back and forth, and they keep flashing to the ocean.
I do need to rewatch it because I didn't have full attention. I was like shit. I had like dysentery and I was shitting myself.
That's not fun.
I was running to the
my boy got
bathroom.
dysentery.
But I do need to rewatch it. It was.
I
what
love
did see,
cinema.
It was beautiful.
Jake Robb movie night. Do some Barton Fink.
I miss the Jake Robb
Actually,
movie
we got to
nights.
get Sam on the Big Les.
I don't know if Sam would vibe with Big Les.
The Australian show you guys are watching.
Yeah.
Watched, rewatched, love. I don't know if you'd vibe. It's a big ask. Those early seasons. It's a
How
big
long
ask.
is it?
It's overall probably like 3 hours.
Overall, no. Like this third season's like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like in total, it's probably like 8 hours of content.
Of just Big Les.
Okay, not too bad.
No, just
Just
the main
Big Les is
series,
like 5 hours. At most.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Sam, I would recommend it. Just the first seasons are such shit posts, but they're essential lore. But by the time you get to that,
Season 3 is where it changes.
yeah. And
Like-
when you get to season 4, it changed my life, Sam. It's so beautiful.
Season 1 was like a complete shit post. It was like early 2000s. There's some very offensive stuff in it. Like, in the like, I didn't realize it because in the third season they make a remark where, like the main character Big Les says something that sounds really homophobic.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then everyone calls him out on it, and he's like, "No, like love is love."
Yeah, they make a
and then
whole
keeps
point of
saying
it,
the
yeah.
homophobic thing. Like, I don't mean it in a homophobic way.
It's all very silly. We're making it sound bad.
But
It's-
in the
Is it
third,
on?
in
What's
the
it
third-
on?
there's
YouTube. It's all on
genuinely some
YouTube.
homophobic.
Okay.
It's so goaded by the end, bro.
Yeah,
It's high
season
art.
3 and 4 is like high art. And
Oh, I
Literally.
see. They're all just like
unintended.
one continuous video.
It's so sick, dude.
Well, they've been compiled.
It's,
They're
it's
beautiful.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's peak stoner art, is what I'll say. Peak stoner art.
yeah. And like then it gets into the spin-offs after the main series.
Yeah, you gotta watch Sassy
and
the Sasquatch,
Sassy the
dude.
Sasquatch. I think we gotta watch this together. We gotta have a stoner night.
We should actually.
Yeah, I'd
Sam.
be down. I should come into Red Deer sometime in the summer.
Should.
Hang out for a bit.
Should definitely lock in those film shoots after this pod, though.
Yes.
But
Should we
anyways,
talk about?
I'm
Should we
about
talk about the red shoes?
I'm about a segue.
How long has it been?
I'm about a segue.
An hour.
Focus on your storyboard.
I think this might be a record. I think
we've
A Night to Remember, when I was rambling about the quail, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
How do I segue this? What I
Graham,
want.
are you wearing shoes right now?
Am I wearing shoes? No. Why?
Oh, your feet must be pretty bloody then if you're not wearing any shoes. You might say you're wearing red shoes.
Oh, okay. Graham, walk into the storyboards.
Yeah,
we need to
you
get
just
that
locked
done.
me out, Sam.
Sam, don't address Graham. He needs to lock it in. The storyboards. I've been waiting weeks on this.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been 2 weeks.
That's weeks, plural.
The Red Shoes, 1948, directed by Michael Powell and some other guy.
Merrick Pressburger. Did you know they were addressed as the Archers? Because I've heard of this directing duo before.
Yeah, I've seen that logo before.
Yeah, I never heard of that before.
Yeah.
I've always heard of just a Powell and Pressburger film in like our history classes.
Yeah.
But these are pretty iconic filmmakers. One of them's British and one of them's Hungarian, I believe.
Powell's got to be the British one, right?
Yeah. Pressburger, that's a sick name, dude.
Yeah.
But they've made a lot of pretty iconic 40s, 50s.
Black Narcissus.
Mm-hmm.
That frame of Black Narcissus, like I've seen everywhere with the incredible matte painting, like
it's
so iconic.
Is that the one with the
Fine Black?
The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. They made some big stuff.
Life and Death of Connor.
What are you doing, Graham?
I'm looking for a pen. This one's red.
Get out of here, Graham.
Use red. Why can't you use red?
Well, no, like red is for the camera movements.
Oh, okay.
I need a black one for. I found it.
Graham's not welcome here anymore.
Graham, go
kick
back
him
to
off the
Mudhole.
pod.
This is my room.
Go back to Mudhole. Okay. Lock in. It's a great film.
It's a really, really good movie.
For me?
Yeah, those are from a real film shoot.
All right.
Give
The
me
plot
that.
of The Red Shoes.
Yeah.
It follows a ballet company as they become the best of the best of the best. That's
It's
my
a pretty
one sentence description.
It's a pretty prestigious ballet company that two new up and comers are trying to break into. Right? It's headed by this pretty domineering, mysterious figure called Boris Lermontov, I think it is.
Yeah, Lermontov.
Who looks quite like Walt Disney, in my opinion.
Yeah. There's another lookalike in this movie. I thought the guy that played Julian Craster looked quite a bit like Conrad Veidt.
Okay, that's where you went with it. You know who I was fucking saying?
Who?
You look like Pennywise, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that for sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop seeing the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari guy.
For Julian?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was so locked into Pennywise. That's all I could see.
I definitely see that thinking about it now.
And this one's a bit of a stretch, but you know who I saw with Grisha, if you remember Grisha?
Yes.
The flamboyant drill sergeant, the dancer, he played the shoemaker.
Yep, I know who you're talking about. If we say the same guy, because I also have somebody in mind for him.
I thought he looked kind of like an emaciated Christopher Moltisanti from The Sopranos.
I see that. Do you know who I see? I can't remember his name. Hank Azaria. Young Hank Azaria.
Who's
from
Hank?
The Simpsons. Have you seen The Birdcage?
Hank Azaria.
Azaria, The Birdcage. Look that up.
Okay.
That's who I kept seeing.
I see it.
Very
yeah,
flamboyant
that's
gay
good.
character in that movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But
a lot of lookalikes in this film.
I saw Christopher so much, man. I think it's mostly the hair and the eyebrows.
Yeah, I can see that.
He doesn't have the same nose. Like Chrissy has a pretty big nose. But anyways, I don't know. Always lookalikes with the Critterpit.
Yeah.
Anyways, it follows these two new and upcomers as they break into this ballet company, right? Like the film begins at the start.
Take it by storm.
Yeah, this film begins at the start just casting this ballet troupe company studio whatever, and like allure and grandeur, right? And the main guy of it, the main what would he be called? Director, I guess, producer, is
Yeah, the like
cast by
showrunner.
literally in shadow, right? We don't see him for a little bit, right?
Yep.
And I love that opening scene of all the young people from the college literally storming in to the ballet company. You know what I mean? With
They're
the
so excited to see. Half of
so
them are there for Lermontov, right? And then the other
yeah,
half are there for their professor,
it's so good at
Fuller,
just
or whatever his name is.
setting up the allure of all this, right?
Palmer.
And something I think I was more locked into this, right? Because I knew this was a ballet film going into it.
Hmm.
Like even the choreography in the first 5 minutes is pretty impressive of just the stampeding crowds running into the to the seats, right? Because it's all done in like one or two shots, and just the choreography of them throwing themselves in the seats and all the funny things they
Even
do.
the camera movement from that first shot is incredible. Like they go up and down stairs, and I don't know why that like blew me away.
Mhm.
It was just the way the camera moves is very dynamic, even at the beginning of
Yeah,
this movie.
there's some fucking innovative film for sure. Like
Yeah.
immediately we can call it that. But anyways, to be specific, it follows Victoria Page, who is a ballet dancer, and Julian Craster, I think his name is,
Yep.
as
Craster.
he's a composer. As they break into this company and take it by storm, they show the main guy what they got, and it's a tough business, right? They have to go through a lot of hurdles, a lot of
I mean,
embarrassment.
they make it in pretty easy. Victoria
I
and
mean,
Julian.
they make it in, but like there's setup, there's trials, there's hardship.
Yeah.
They aren't having the easiest walk of life. Like I feel like there's a lot of like implied time passage at the start there of just their time in the company that I was picking up on. Um, yeah, because they get humiliated a little bit. There's a
Well, the
great
movie starts with they're at Boris Lermontov's show, and all the musician guys are like, "Oh, we're so excited to see Professor Palmer! Like, it's going to be the greatest score of all time." And then we find out that Palmer completely ripped off our boy Julian. So Julian's mad. He writes this huge letter. And I don't know. I thought that was fun. That like,
this
he, how much of art is just stealing. I don't know.
a lot of this
Uh,
movie is really what is the creation of art and what it requires
yeah,
is, and it's great.
and
Um,
who creates art as well? Like,
yeah,
because what do you feel about Boris Lemonitovs as a character? Where
great
he's this,
character.
yeah,
What he's saying, I mean, it's he has some truth to what he's saying because obviously complete dedication to something will always bring about usually better results. I guess.
yeah. We should maybe set that up a little bit more. Boris Lermontov, he believes that you can't be a great artist unless you are solely committed to your craft.
Mhm. You have
No
to
distractions.
elevate pretty much, right?
It's the reason that he hires Victoria Page, right? Because she asks him like, "Why do you live?" And
Yeah.
he says,
When he
or
asks,
like, "Do you live?" Yes. He's
"Why do
like,
you
"Well, that's why I
dance?"
dance.
Exactly. He's like, "Why do you
Why do you
dance?"
live? Because I have to. Yeah,
And that is why I
because I
dance.
have to."
Beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that his thing is true necessarily, that to be the greatest at something you have to be fully committed to it.
Yeah,
I
because
think it's good to have outside reference,
it
you know.
is, and I also think so. Art is so much just like a reflection of living and experience in life. And if your entire life is dedicated to the output of art, it's going to become very singular,
I
very
also
perspective.
Yeah, I don't even think that the movie agrees with Lemarov, because when they
No,
do create the perfect art, right? Like when the red shoes happens,
it's
they
a
admit that like they're in love and they change the
yeah,
score. It's not perfect. It's perfect because they are working together. They
mhm.
have they're in sync, right?
and
Julian and Victoria Page.
and especially in the film it's ballet, and in the meta context it's film, right? But that's a collaborative medium. How can you say you're isolating yourself entirely and creating art
Exactly.
when you're still collaborating with people?
You're rehearsing, you take lessons from other people, right? Everything is so collaborative.
Like there's very few people in history, especially in the medium of film, who have been the sole artist, the sole dedicated artist, and their whole lives are dedicated to that. You know,
Except for me.
Yeah, and
Like so
even if
much.
they are, especially in film, you still have to work with other people. Like it's
Mm.
unavoidable. You can't do it on your own. Right? Nobody makes a movie on their own.
But anyways, it's a great setup for this film. Like I love
Yeah.
like a reflective film about artists, right? And
Yeah, no, me too.
And this
Trying to
film,
attain perfection, that's like my favorite genre. I
that's like
love
I've noticed through so many of the films I've made personally too, that that's a theme I put in my films, trying to
the
attain
perfect shot.
the perfect shot. Yeah, just trying to attain perfection and push myself to do better.
Yeah.
Um, it's just I feel like a
That's what Secret Santa is.
exactly.
Coming out,
Deep
Ethan.
spiritual level.
It's a film. It's a message that should resonate with all artists. You know, it's about that drive between living life and trying to capture life in art. Right, those emotions.
Yeah.
It's the dance between art and love and life, literally, as the
If
film
you
puts
will.
it.
The
Yeah,
song,
the
the
song.
harmonies of art and love and life.
Yeah. And it starts a little slow, I'd say, the film, but it's one of those films going in that you know it's a classic, you know it's a banger. You heard Martin Scorsese talk about it a bunch. So
David gave it a 5. I'm locked in.
so I was locked in, right? Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I was all on board and it was so rewarding. Like this was a fucking treat, man. It's one of those films that you watch it and you're like, I gotta watch every film ever, good or bad.
Yeah.
You know? It's that transfixing. And
And the climax is like almost in the middle of this film.
I
Like,
know, I know. I want to talk about the build up to that because
yeah.
Criterion describes this as the ultimate backstage like drama, and it
No,
really
that's all
is.
that jazz. All
I
that
haven't,
jazz.
I haven't seen all that jazz, but just to
All that
speak of
jazz is
it,
perfect. It is. I love this movie, but all that jazz takes everything that's great in this and cranks it up to 11. Like it's a
I,
very good movie. We'll
I
get
just,
to it eventually. It's like number 800 or something.
oh yeah, that's next summer maybe.
Yeah.
But I love a film that gives you that deep, insightful look at like an art industry. You know, the production of an art form. Especially when that's one I'm not that intimately aware with, right? I fucking know nothing about ballet other than it's usually hell on the ballerinas, like
Yep.
genuinely awful. But to see the process, you know, and that great scene, it's so amazing at the start of Julian and Victoria both walking through the backstages independently and going to this circus of noise, this cacophony. It's amazing just seeing all the moving parts, all the
Trying
characters.
to
Because
find
like
who's in charge.
yeah, that's such an awesome scene because you know an art form like this would be populated by so many like characters and artists and people. Just
Did you see a lot of reflections into filmmaking as well? You know, these like huge crews.
yeah,
Everybody seems
all
to
the
be doing
light,
their own thing. You're like, who the fuck is in charge? Who could possibly be like
yeah,
running this whole thing?
the circus. You know,
Yeah.
it's great though. That's why I love. I know Aronofsky is a little bit of a decisive subject, but I love The Wrestler, giving that look into like considered a low art form, you know, of professional fake wrestling, but just to see the like dynamics and the specifics behind the scenes is fucking fascinating. And then Black Swan, obviously,
Yep.
which definitely inspired by this pretty majorly.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen Black Swan, but just I feel like any movie about dancing takes from this movie. Like
Yeah,
you can't.
sure.
It's so seminal.
Fucking like Whiplash feels very
Yep.
inspired by this too. I was getting many Whiplash vibes throughout this.
Just a manipulative coach.
Yeah. I loved Lermontov in this. This is a great performance. So he was so creepy, but also like charming at points, very charismatic
You
guy.
understand why people work for him.
Yeah.
I think the greatest like piece of his character is when he's at the choreographer's birthday
Yeah.
and he gets there and everybody like immediately shifts focus to him
Yep.
and they offer him like the head of the table seat and he refuses because he's like he puts on the face that he's polite, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where he would sit, everybody looks at him like
Oh yeah.
he just has such like that commanding presence.
He's a
And
man who's
even though I love this kind of character where he's not necessarily like the artist but he's like the overseer, And
Yeah.
he is the artist as well. He makes everything happen, all the pieces put together so perfectly to
Mhm.
create a masterpiece. But yeah, I don't know.
That
It reminds
iron
me of that
fist,
Steve
right?
Jobs quote, right? Where it's like
Iron Man.
He's that iron.
Wozniak is asking him, everybody plays an instrument. What instrument do you play? And Steve Jobs says, I play the orchestra, right? He makes sure everything works.
You know, he's that iron fist that gets it all done. That
Yeah.
aligning fucking force. It's good shit, and he plays it magnificently.
And I
And
feel that he's trying to reflect his own maybe like shortcomings. He never had a love life, it seems, right? Or
he
if
seems
he
like
did, he doesn't have it anymore. And he's trying to, I think, like force that, like, oh, I made the right choice by doing this onto
and
his cast.
he has this like infatuation with his talent too, which I
Hmm.
feel like would be called kind of its own form of love in its own way, right? The infatuation he has with Victoria Page, like he presents it as just a career business, you know, making a great artist thing. But at the end of the film, when she's left the company, like that infatuation is like burning, fiery passion. You know, those scenes of him just sitting
But
alone in
is it
his
about
house.
her or is it about her like potential and like her skill, right? Like I think he sees her more as a tool than he does as a person.
Oh yeah, he definitely. I'm not saying it's like humanizing, like he's doing it in a human way, but it's a form of love and infatuation, and it's
Hmm.
reflected earlier in the film with that other ballerina, right, who goes off and marries someone. How he just
Yeah,
fucking
Irina.
wins when she does that, right? He has this weird like possession almost. It feels like over everyone around him. That
There's some great things with the editing of his character as well, right? Like when he finds out that Irina's getting married and she's looking around for him, and he's just gone. And I
Mhm,
feel that happens a couple more times, right? Where characters will look for him and he doesn't occupy the frame anymore.
mhm,
Um,
great.
I don't know,
Usually in
really
shadow
cool stuff.
too, and a lot of
Yep.
like unique shadows, right, with like mesh and stuff cast over him. It's
Hmm.
stuff like this lurking phantom in the opera type of
Yep.
thing, lurking around. Cool
And
stuff.
then when he is finally put on stage,
Oh
like
my
he
god,
breaks.
we have so much to even discuss that we haven't even
Yeah.
mentioned until that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so these two up and coming talents in the studio are they're given a chance, right, to make something great with the Red Shoes, the titular ballet. Julian makes a banger orchestra for it.
Yep.
Gloria dances her heart out, and it
Even
culminates.
though it's too fast, she keeps saying it's too fast.
Keeps up, man.
But
Her heart.
well, Julian, maybe he says right before, right?
Oh
He's like,
yeah,
I'm willing to, or he's like, I'll keep up with you. I'll do what you want to do.
play to your pace.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And that fucking
And
sequence.
and also I think it's important to mention that Lemroff misses that. He doesn't see that.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
he only sees the rehearsals and he's like, no, it's got to be perfect. It's got to
yep.
be as written.
But he is still, you know, pleased with the final performance enough, at least.
He says it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
But it's a wonderful sequence, that ballet sequence. I rewatched it a few times since, just because it's so transfixing. Because it starts off as just simply the ballet going as it does, but it like not devolves, it like transcends into like an emotional landscape pretty much. What I
Hmm.
interpret that as is just like the emotions she was feeling, just the highs and lows and terrifying feelings of excitement and anxiety of this performance, right? Just kept trying to capture that visually.
And I think it's like the full realization of the art, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like you are transported now. You're not just seeing people on the stage, right?
She's just
The
getting,
music and the dancing, they come together so wholly that like they create their own world.
it just gets like, I think it's deeply in her subjective like experience too. I feel like it's like
I think it's
Victoria.
shared between Victoria and Julian. I think it's mostly Victoria. I agree.
Yeah.
But there are some scenes where it's like, because Julian mentions earlier that he's like, I turn you into a flower and a bird and a cloud. And then in
Yeah.
the scene, she turns into a flower, a bird, and a cloud, right?
Oh, and there's that great bit where Grisha is jumping at her, the shoemaker, and
Yep.
it turns between Lermontov and Julian, and
Yep.
it's the poster for the Criterion. of her just like wild, like
Face.
scared eyes looking forward. It's
She's
awesome.
kinda, yeah, this was her first role, I think, right?
Oh,
Other than as a ballerina.
damn!
She killed it.
What a powerful performance on like just every consideration, physically, emotionally. You know.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Damn.
There wasn't that much. I don't know if we want to 100% do these, but we'll go through it together. When you're done.
Graham's done the storyboard.
Hell yeah.
It's a beautiful sequence, and just speaking of it as special effects wise, insane for the time, right? Just all the mats they
Yes.
use, the paintings, gorgeous stuff.
And the transitions even between mats and stuff, like it's pretty seamless. You're not thinking like, oh, they're in a new like scene or whatever. You're so into the movie that it's
He literally just floats through.
yeah.
And it also proves why cinema clears as an art form every single time. Because fuck,
You can do that.
the
I don't
match
have to imagine.
no,
You know, like if I went to the real ballet, it just
the
can
audience
happen for me.
has to see it from the right perspective. The right perspective where that shadow will be grabbing towards her, really terrifying, right?
I agree.
All these perspectives.
The scene where she's dancing in the mirror with the red shoes, right? Like you can't do that in anything but film. It's so great.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's gorgeous stuff. Emotionally draining.
The color of this movie too is just like it's so pretty.
The Technicolor, man. I've seen it called one of the greatest Technicolor films of all time, and
I would say so. There's scenes where you can like really see the Technicolor, like just like the different layers of it. Like I don't know, there was a scene where she was dressed in white and like really far away, but I don't know, the colors like the Technicolor couldn't quite grab the white or something, so you could see like the red and the green and the blue coming through. I don't know, it just like it was so cool, and it's something that just doesn't happen with digital, right? Like you can't recapture that Technicolor glow, that Technicolor magic.
something else, man. And it's perfect for this film. That's like a cursed fairy tale, you know, a haunted fairy tale. Beautiful.
Yep. Hans Christian Andersen, man, it's not going to end in a happy way.
Oh, I think it doesn't end happily.
No.
She
doesn't.
What happens is Lermontov learns of the love. Fires Julian. She's like, I'm going with my boo. They're going off doing
my
our
boo thing.
And
they're happy, but she can never be the best unless she's with Lermontov. She knows that.
She doesn't run off. She kind of sneaks away to do another Red Shoes because, you know, it hasn't been done since her. You know, it's only been done with her.
I didn't. She just kind of like went and she pretended to kind of like just be happening by or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that she has a similar like infatuation with Lermontov as he does with her, right? Where that like desire, and maybe Julian doesn't have that as much. Like with Julian, the love is way more crowded or clouded. Love is more important than all these other things. Hi, I can see you guys.
Thanks for that, Graham.
That's crazy.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. Ethan's gonna die. Graham just killed Ethan. I wish you guys could see this. If only it was a visual podcast. Was that a broken light?
No, it's
a broken bottle cap.
It's I was talking about that real film set I was on. They had a breakaway bottle.
Graham was a PA.
Let me keep the little
breakaway
neck.
That's awesome.
I like to chew on it sometimes.
Hell yeah. Got a little lighter there. I don't have a camera, so I can't turn anything on.
That's how we'll do the rest of the pod. It's a great movie, and in the end, she decides she needs to be great, and she needs to choose art over Julian.
Yep, art over love.
She goes, and Julian's like, "Don't leave me. I love you. You can't. No, you gotta stay with me."
Yep.
And she's like, "I don't know. I love you, Julian, but I don't know.
I love my art."
And he leaves. He's he's pissed off. I get it. Lermontov's an asshole, but I guess he's also a little possessive too.
Julian, I feel like you could have done both. I feel like Lermontov would have had you back. He could have.
Yeah.
He could have
I feel
done the
like everyone
orchestration.
could have won. I
Mhm.
feel like this film can be read in many ways, where both the men in her life are possessive entities, right? That don't
Do
let.
think that this is the inevitable ending though, because it's a whole movie about chasing perfection, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you can't. Like, it's an ungettable thing. So
Very true.
somebody's gonna die no matter what. Spoiler alert.
Does she die?
Yeah, I think so. She takes off the red shoes. She lose. Well,
I guess.
she'll never dance again, right? Like, that's at
Her
least
legs
the
are
implication.
definitely fucking shattered.
Yeah.
Definitely shattered.
Yeah.
Um.
She takes off the red shoes. She loses the drive to dance, or even the ability, I guess.
Yeah. It's fuck that ending. Like, had me in shambles. It was so beautiful, man. Just her
Yeah.
build up right before she runs off and jumps off is so effective. Just that like zoom in and the cacophony of sound that's playing in her head. It's like the soundtrack
Yep.
from the Red Shoes, I think. Great, man.
Well, and we get that motif of like the sound in characters' head when they have like a great idea too, right? Like
Mhm.
that comes up a few times whenever especially the Julian gets like an idea. We hear like a little motif of it, or when Lermachov gets an idea, we hear a little bit of the music. So then, eventually it's all that Victoria Page can hear, and it's just
Okay.
overwhelming.
I need to piss so bad, but I'll be right back. Graham, fill the dead
Okay.
air.
All right, I'm here.
Graham's here. Graham, did you watch The Red Shoes?
Yeah.
That's good. What was your favorite scene?
I think just that ending scene where she jumps and
Onto the train.
onto the train.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's devastating, really, to
So
see this character driven to that. It definitely reminds me of Whiplash, right, where the Miles Teller drives to his final performance and crashes the car. He's so driven.
I've seen Whiplash as well. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen Whiplash?
Yeah, I have.
You've lived Whiplash, having Glenn as a prof.
Yeah. No, I
You
haven't.
know the vibes.
Yeah, no, my friends were having a movie night. We were supposed to watch Whiplash, and I said, "Can you guys wait an hour?" And didn't get a response, and then they started without me, and I missed.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh my god.
Get out of here, Graham. Get out of here, Graham.
Okay.
I just remembered something to your point earlier,
Yeah.
Samuel, about how well this film utilizes movement
Mhm.
and composition. There's a great scene when they're in Monte Carlo or whatever, where Julian's playing some of the soundtrack for the first time, and the camera just pulls back in this wide as all the people in the room, right, all of Lermontovov and his whole posse just gets enraptured with the music, and they can't stay still. They have to walk around and get forward, and there's so many emotions of excitement and anxiety and envy, and it's sick fucking scene, dude. Just a simple camera movement conveys so much.
I know. That's the thing too with like watching movies like this in Chinatown, where it's like it doesn't have to be complicated. Like,
doesn't, man.
It can be simple. How effective like a wide shot even can be. Like if you motivate it, right? Like you can do it. You can have like a really long take. I think it's hard. I think it takes way more skill than it does to like heavily edit a movie to be good. Than to just like trust in the wides and trust in the mediums.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah.
Great wides. That one at the ending, right after she's injured herself, and Lermontov comes out, and he's like, "Ladies,"
and he's so small. He's so small in the frame.
Yeah. You gotta stop farting, Graham. You gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop.
My stomach hurts.
You gotta stop farting.
Go to the bathroom, Graham.
You gotta. That fucking stinks.
Get off the pod, go to the bathroom, and take a shit. I can smell you shitting yourself.
I can smell you from here, Graham. It's terrible.
This is the 315 editing experience. Oh my lord. Great final scene. Actually showing emotion in the end there. it's beautiful. And then them playing through the ballet, and she's just not there, just the empty spotlight. It's haunting
Yeah, they
stuff.
play through the overture and nobody comes out.
It's genuinely haunting stuff. It's a haunting film, but a gorgeous film, gorgeous music too. Like,
Well, yeah, and Lermachov, his like voice is cracking as he's delivering the news. He's like, Victoria Page will not be able to perform tonight. Everybody
maybe
boos, and then she's like, at or really any night.
maybe
And
he
then they
was,
do the show without her. That is crazy.
yeah, because he needs to put on a show, man. Show must go on.
I don't think she would have wanted the show to go on without her. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that he had her
Oh,
best interests in mind.
man, what a fucking sick film, man. I gotta watch through more of the Archer films.
Yeah,
I want to hit Matter of Life and Death, because doesn't that have the famous stairs shot we looked at in film history?
maybe.
You
I know Black Narcissus has like that crazy shot on the cliff
mm,
with the
yeah,
nuns.
I just love watching like goated old movies. Maybe David is right. Movies
Yep,
are
David Gordon.
before,
I
man.
I wonder. I think the ones that are good have endured. So it seems like there's more good movies from then.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like I watch a lot of great films coming out right here and right now, or I used to at
Mhm.
least. So there's always good movies coming out. You just gotta put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah, some people are such doomers about like, oh, there's no good movies, but it's like just watch more movies. Like there are so many. Like you're bound to stumble into one.
The industry might crash and die because of AI, but there'll always be good movies getting made regardless.
You know what though? That was my letterbox review for this movie. Is that we should just let AI make art because it's not worth the human cost.
Fucking let AI make ballet. Fuck ballet, dude. Every ballerina I've talked to has told me horror stories of how
Yep.
awful it's been for their mental health.
Well, and ballerina starts so young too. Like you
Yeah.
have to be a child to start as a ballerina, and it's
All
just
I'm saying,
torture.
my daughter will never go into ballet, and my son will never go into football. Those are off the table. They ain't
My
happening.
daughter will be the Red Shoes. My daughter will be Victoria Page.
My children will be the greatest filmmakers of all time and nothing else.
You're like, you will not go out with friends.
You'll
You're gonna
make movies. You'll watch movies and make movies. That's all my kids.
Exactly.
play video games till 2 a.m.
That's your kid.
Yeah.
You're
They're
gonna
gonna-
have the Safdie brothers. That's what your goal is.
Like, Dad, I want to go out with friends.
No.
Like, you're gonna get cancer if you're always going out with your friends.
Gotta
Now,
watch.
sit
Make a
on your-
movie about it.
If you want to go out with your friends, make a movie about it.
Yep.
We'd be great parents. Me and Graham.
I think so. You
Are
guys
we
should
gonna-
adopt a Critter Kid.
We gonna have kids, Graham? Stop doom scrolling, Graham. Graham, stop doom scrolling. How are you ever gonna be the Red Shoes if you're doom scrolling?
He's gonna be the Red Shoes of YouTube Shorts.
Yes to become Jizamo.
He emotes so much watching YouTube Shorts. It's crazy. It's brainwashing.
The citrus Zen kicks in. That's so true.
Okay. Fuck. I know 10. Great film.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
What
What
happened to the audio?
happened to Sam's voice?
Sorry, my microphone somehow shifted. I'm back.
Sam?
Hello?
Okay, you're back. Your audio was just really weird for a second there.
Yeah, I don't. My headphones disconnected and then reconnected and decided not to connect my microphone.
Do you have any?
I gave it a 9 out of 10 as well.
Let me see if I have any other closing thoughts. Oh yeah, Boris Lermontov had fucking drip though. Hate the man all you want.
Yeah.
That man was dripped
His
out.
cane.
Some of the robes he was wearing, man. Get out of here.
I love the way he used the cane as like a guillotine. Sometimes he like separate people, like, and insert himself in the middle. It was great. That was great.
Loved Grisha. Great character. So flamboyant. So over the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
I loved Grisha's relationship with the initial ballerina as well.
They just hated each other, but they loved each other.
But they loved each other.
They love. There's a
She was
fucking
great.
great shot, man, when they were rehearsing between Craster and Paige, where Craster was all in red and she was all in blue. Like such expressionistic lighting. Awesome shit, man. And in the same shot too. Like the levels they play with in this film. Like know if you see as much like elaborate wide shots in modern films as you used to.
I agree.
Like with big sets and a lot of actors. Maybe
I
it's
think
because
also
film
movies aren't generally as like expressionistic now. I don't know, like
also like they definitely tended to more like theatrics back in the day. Like the wide was just more natural, I feel, to a
and also like the lenses weren't as good, like you couldn't get as close, right?
yeah.
Like there are a whole bunch of factors.
There's something to
But
be said.
yeah. And also this is a movie about theater. Like it should be a little theatrical.
Baby Graham,
Baby Graham on YouTube Shorts.
where did it all go so wrong? When did you install YouTube Shorts for the first time? You have a crocodile? Okay, I can't watch this right now. Yeah, ballet, fuck ballet, love cinema.
Yep.
This film proves why cinema clears because you can't have rapid editing in a ballet performance. You can't have match cuts. Can't have any cuts.
No. But theater's cool too. Like there's a
I
lot to be said for like that kind of live performance. Like
That is pretty sick.
that is just crazy. All the elements that have to go right. Like with film, right? You have you do have a time crunch, but you can do things again. With theater, it's like you just got to go with it.
I've only consumed like school plays, so I can't. I feel like I'm just
Got to go to a professional play
like
or some. Seeing even like school dance shows, I think is like really cool. Like dance is a very interesting medium. I don't know that I appreciate it as much as most or some people, but
I need to
it's really cool to see.
Because I'm just now appreciating books. Books are absolute cinema. Literature is such a go. It's so cool, like
Music. I feel like you're turning around slowly on
a
music.
little bit, but it's so cool discovering like the form of an art form. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the prose in literature. And I feel like Cormac McCarthy is what's breaking me into appreciating literature, just because the way he structures just his words and sentences and paragraphs. Like in The Road is all built up into like just short paragraphs essentially that hit the highlights of this depressing, harrowing journey with this father and son. And it's such effective writing, just utilizing the form of books. It's cool shit. Art is cool as fuck.
Art is so cool.
Love it. And
but let's just let AI do it, honestly.
Let AI do it? No, there should be two
It'll be better.
Either AI does it or you commit yourself absolutely to perfect
That's
it.
the only yeah.
It's the only art.
You're either all in and you're a hermit, or you just let AI do it. Yeah.
It's either complete entertainment trash or the most like high art, soulful, destructive shit.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I want.
That's good stuff, man.
That's good stuff. 9 out of 10, and I need to buy this Criterion.
9 out of 10.
I get my money up because it's beautiful.
I have this Criterion, in fact, on DVD, the old print. I should get it on Blu-ray though.
You know, Scorsese has the prop shoes from this in his house.
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah,
dude. Okay, dude. What's your address? Drop that Addy.
You want me to ask Tantu?
Yo, dude. That's Tantu.
1 degree away.
Need that.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Give
us.
We're like 2 degrees away from this movie.
Give us Scorsese. Give us Scorsese.
We need Scorsese on the pit, Sam. How impossible?
Immediately.
No. How deep does Tantu Connections go? How locked in is she with Marty?
I don't want to say either way. I don't want to speak out of turn.
We'll ask the pit. And like Scorsese has nothing else going on. He's going to watch every episode of the Critterpit before he comes on. And is that good?
That's bad.
That's bad.
Decision, yeah.
If he watches like the first hour of this one, man, we're cooked.
He watches 400 Blows.
No. He watches this one because that man loves Red Shoes. So he tunes into this one, and it's just Graham farting and YouTube Shorts and everything else.
An hour before you start talking about the movie.
He's gonna hate us, man.
Yeah.
Marty
Maybe he'll love it.
Maybe
he'll just be like, I just want to come hang. I just want to hang with these boys.
I want to pretend I have friends.
Yeah. He's like, my whole life is an art. See, I have friends.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Marty, please come on the pod. Please. Tattoo for
Please.
let's not reduce how amazing of an accomplishment that would be.
That would be insane.
No, Sam, we gotta get Tattoo and Nick on at the same time.
That'd be so funny. No, we can't do that.
Why not?
Tantu episode has to be serious.
We can
I think that's just it'd be so
point,
funny to have that in our catalog. Like,
just leave at one point. It's just Nick and Tantu.
no, we're not pulling that prank.
That's not a prank.
Oh my god, David just died.
Shut up, Graham. I don't even believe that.
Anyway, this is a late pod.
Died in his home in Toronto this afternoon.
Gotta work tomorrow.
Graham just said David Cronenberg died. So funny.
That is funny.
So funny.
It literally says right here. You're looking it up.
Fuck you. You can't do that. I need.
No, he's alive.
Fuck you. You can't do that, Graham.
The boy who cried. Cronenberg died.
Do you think me and Graham?
He's 81.
Do you think me and Graham, because this is our second directorial collaboration, this project we've been discussing throughout this, do you think we're going to become the Archers?
We're going to become
Who wants to be Michael? Who wants to be the other one?
I'll be the sick one.
Coen brothers.
Didn't Michael Powell do
Peeping Tom?
Yeah, which got him like reviled from Hollywood.
Did it? But Peeping Tom's got like a bit of a resurgence, hasn't it? It's like,
yeah, I heard it kind of like was a scandal though.
Every sex movie's a scandal, you know?
Do you think I can survive collaboration with Graham so we can
No.
become Archers? No.
No.
Dude, Matthew Perry only had 1.5 million in his bank at the time of his death.
We can't be doom scrolling on the pod.
That's a lot.
Only 1.5 mil.
Okay, 9 out of 10. Do you have a recommendation, Graham, as this episode's soft guest?
I'm gonna say, well,
Movie.
Barton Fink, or as my friends were calling, Fart and Stink.
Fart and Stink.
That was a soft recommendation. Hard recommendation. I'm gonna say Brigsby Bear.
Brigsby Bear.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna say.
So when it came out, I have to rewatch it. I should add it to the list.
Don't recommend Nightcrawler.
I like Nightcrawler.
I like Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's goated, dude.
A little overrated.
Yeah, well, you're overrated.
Soundtrack, like, you could tell they did not study doing soundtrack in school. You can tell. You can tell.
You can just tell.
You can tell.
The soundtrack is so weird.
Well, everyone, if you want more Graham content, go over the mud hole.
Yeah. All right, this was a good app. Long app.
Bye.
Right. See ya.
Don't
Bye.
put on the red shoes.
Don't do it. Don't stop dancing.